Hello, this is Steve with Explore Atlanta Tours. I'm going to show you how to embed these maps in a website. If you have a website, that's maybe something you want to do. Actually, they look pretty cool when you embed the maps. I'm going to show you how to do that. So, again, go up to you'll find all of our interactive maps on the website, which is ExploreATL.com. And if you go up to the top, you'll see a navigation bar. Over to Explore, which is the fourth item over, and scroll down 2 items to tour maps and click on tour maps. And this will bring you to this page. It says interactive maps in the header. You will see all of the maps listed. There's an explanation of what these maps are all about. And if you scroll down, you'll see the maps listed here, categorized under different types of tours. So there's bike tours, driving tours, informational maps, and walking tours, lots of walking tours. And I'm adding more all the time. Probably add another 25, 30, maybe 40 or 50 over the next couple of weeks. I'm bringing all of these over from my Maps app. But so what we're going to do today is on this video, is we are going to go over to Battle of Atlanta maps. And it's under bike tours. Actually, some of these are listed in a couple of different places. But let's go over here to bike tours and click on the Battle of Atlanta bike tours map. And it's going to open up a window or a map that looks like this. This is what these maps look like when you click on them. You see the map area over here and the legend over on this side. In the last video, when we looked at the West Side Trail, I showed you how to collapse the map legend. I'll do that again. These little 3 dots here, and click on collapse map legend, and that allows you to just see the map itself. You can still zoom in and zoom out, which I highly recommend, but I want to bring the map legend back over here because there's a lot on this map as well. And one of the points I've made in the other videos was that there's a lot on these maps, and you're going to want to use the check boxes, these filters over on the left in the legend, to turn them on or off. I think this might be the most viewed. This one has almost 8,000 views. I didn't realize it had that many. So this is a Battle of Atlanta map. I've spent quite a bit of time developing this. There's several different tours here. There's the bike tour here is 13 miles. This is the full bike tour. That is checked. So that's why you see the blue line right there. I'm going to uncheck that, and you can see how it goes away. And what you have, see all these little cannons here? Let me zoom in a little bit. These are all historical markers. And if you click on a cannon, you actually get to see the marker itself, and you get to read the text of the marker. So if you're interested in the history of what happened at different places, you can see that for yourself. So leave the points of interest on. There's a checkbox called Battlefield Boundary. This is about where the battle took place. And if you don't know anything about the Battle of Atlanta, one of the reasons I was intrigued by it is because nobody seems to know where it was fought, and it's fought like right here in East Atlanta. It's on the edge of Cabbagetown. It included a little bit of Glenwood Park, all of East Atlanta Village, all of Edgewood, Inman Park, Kirkwood, and Candler Park. So about a 2-mile square area. That's roughly the battlefield. And if you notice, I-20 runs right square through the battlefield, as does Memorial Drive, and that is why Memorial Drive is called Memorial Drive. It's the memorial to this battle. So this is a battle that took place on July 22nd of 1864, a major Civil War battle. Some would call it the tipping point for the Civil War itself. So I'm going to turn that off for a second. And then notice on the left here, you see the different filters. So the Battlefield West, that's a tour. Battlefield East, that's another tour. Because it's such a wide area, I broke the tour up into a couple of different tours. Here is the bike tour for the Battlefield East, and here's the bike tour for the Battlefield. I'm sorry, that other one was the West. I've got to go back and rename that. That was West and East. So again, spend some time. There's one more tour here called McPherson's Last Ride, which is fascinating. That's General James B. McPherson. He rode from the Carter Center, where he was visiting General Sherman just before the battle. And when he heard the shots being fired at the beginning of the battle, he rode back down into East Atlanta Village, where he was shot and killed off of his horse right there on McPherson Avenue in East Atlanta, near East Atlanta Village. That's that cannon that points straight up in the air. That's the McPherson Monument. So fascinating story of what happened on July 22nd. But here's what I want to show you. So we're going to do an embed here. I'm going to embed this map on a website. What you want to do is go up here to the map legend, click on share, and click on where it says embed on my site. And what you're going to see, if you develop websites, you understand what this is. This is what's called the embed code, and it's iframe embed code. So you just copy that embed code right there, and then go over. I use Weebly as an editor, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back to that map, and we're going to embed that map at the bottom of this web page. I'm in my Weebly editor right now, so the way it works here, you've got these things these elements that you can drag over. So I'm going to drag an embed code element over here. You'll have something similar on your website manager or your website editor or developer, whether you use Weebly or Square, or if you have a website developer, just tell him you want to embed one of these maps or several of these maps on your website, and they'll probably be able to figure it out. But what you do is you go in here, at least on the Weebly side, you go in and you paste the embed code that you just copied from over where we just were on the map, and you paste it into this embed element. Okay, now I'm going to show you a little trick to those of you that design websites. You might find this handy. So if you embed it as is, you'll see. I'm gonna publish this. And then we're going to go look at it live on the internet so you can see what that looks like. Okay, explore, go to tour maps. And we're going to scroll all the way down. And there is the map that we just embedded. That's what it looks like once you've embedded the map. Okay, now, I'm going to do the full screen here so you can see more of it. You notice it looks a little bit different than when you view it in a browser. So this is an embedded map. The legend, see the upper left icon here with a little arrow? That is the legend. That's how you reveal the legend or hide it. You can still zoom in, and there's the map. And like any map that's embedded, you can click and drag it around. Okay. You can also share it from here. Those are the same share options that you saw on the map. You can hit full screen, a view larger map there. That's going to do full screen. So that's what it looks like. It's pretty clean. It looks, you can actually put a couple of them, side by side on a web page, and it looks pretty good. And there is the title of the map. That's the Battle of Atlanta Bike and Walking Tours. Okay, now notice though that the default code that I copied from the map gives me a sort of a smallish map. It's a fixed width and height. I'm going to show you a trick. There's a website called Embed Responsively that is really good. And what you're going to do is you're going to get a new code. You're going to paste this into this website. Got to go up here to embed. Let's see. I've got it right here. Right there. Okay. It's Embed Responsively, not responsibly. And if you notice, a responsive website is one that responds to the device that it's being viewed on. And what this is going to do is we're gonna get a modified code. We're gonna paste it in the embed area, and what it's going to do, it's going to render a map that will fill up all the available space on the screen. So it's really much better. And again, it'll do that for whatever device your user is using. So notice the options up here. You've got YouTube videos, Vimeo videos. Well, we want to go to Google Maps. Okay, you want to get rid of what's in here, and I still have it on my clipboard here. So I'm going to paste that embed code that I got from the map a minute ago, the iframe embed code. And here's by the way, here's the fixed width of that it gave me. It was 640 by 480. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to paste that embed code. That was the default embed code from the map. I'm going to click on the button that says embed at the end of the address bar here, and it's going to generate. You scroll down, there's the map right there, the newly rendered map, and at the bottom it has generated a new HTML code that I'm going to copy, and I'm going to go back to my Weebly website builder, my editor. That's where I had pasted the original code, the default code. I go back in here, I'm going to get rid of that code, and watch what happens when I paste the modified code, which has now been modified so that it renders responsively. And if you know HTML code, you can see what it's done there with 100% height and width. And bingo, you now have a map that fills up the entire page. Let's publish that, let's save it, and now let's go look at the web page and see what it did. Remember, this is what it looked like before. We had the embedded map. It looked fine, but it was a fixed 640 by 480, right? I'm going to refresh the screen and show you what just happened. Looks a lot nicer. There's your responsive map. Now it's going to fill up the entire page. Much better. So, and again, if you look at that on a phone or an iPad or a tablet of any kind, you'll see that it responds to whatever the device is. So anyway, this is Steve with Explore Atlanta Tours. I hope you found that helpful. Feel free to give me a shout via email. The best way to do it. Steve@ExploreATL.com. Happy to help in any way I can.